All right, everyone, we should be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case. Over on Rumble, of course. Pause it and unpause it. I see some Pingus posting last beacon. I see the Pingus posting. Mulgera, Clank. Thank God for eel sushi. It is the greatest thing of all time. I'm a happy man. Lol. Yes, agreed. It is my favorite food, actually. We've got a lot to talk about today. For some reason, StreamYard has changed its format. And so there's a branding page, actually. And so I'm trying to... Can I navigate to the comments? I think so. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, they've changed the way that they do business, I guess, unfortunately. I wish that they hadn't done that. By the way, yes, I am in a bulletproof vest. There's a reason for that. Moskvich, we live? Yes, indeed. I do believe we are live. Censorship has a perfect failure record. This is a spiked article, by the way. Jonathan Turley on why the exercise of free speech is at the core of our own humanity. David Marcus, de facto President Trump's handling of shutdown threat was a masterclass. I happen to agree with this, by the way. I think Trump did a great job with this. You can think what you want about the continuation bill, but you did avert a government shutdown and effectively get 99% of your way in the process of doing so. And all it took was a shot across the bow from the Doge people. And that's all you needed. George, wow, the crowd at America Fest just gave Cenk Uygur a standing ovation to welcome him. Politics has gone completely goddamn insane, by the way, and so have the so-called conservatives. Never in my life did I think this would be happening. Respect for Cenk for showing up. I'll give him respect for showing up, but I'm not going to give Cenk respect in any other capacity. Just saying. Trump threatens to take back control of the Panama Canal. Yes, this is apparently a serious threat. It's one that I happen to generally support, although there are a few iterations on that I would like to talk about. By the way, happy Festivus. We'll be talking about candy corn, I'm sure, today. It's unavoidable. You know, it's this particular channel. Editorial. You won, Mr. Trump. There's no call for litigation against the Des Moines Register. Yeah, you probably violated election laws and deliberately, put out a push poll, but, you don't need to sue them, and everything's fine. Mark Zuckerberg clarifies reports about his bunker in Hawaii. That's just like a little shelter. The shelter is 5,000 square feet. It's almost twice the size of the median average home in the United States of America. That's not a little shelter. That is a fallout bunker. And so we'll be talking about that as well. He's lying straight up. Who's texting me? Let's see what we got on the docket. I do have to keep my phone on because I am in communication of my lawyer, actually pertinent to that NOLA case, actually, against me. Oh, Tom Petty. Just a sec. Tom Petty is the second greatest artist of all time after Dave Gahan from Depeche Mode. Dave Gahan, like when he goes, and he's called the Cat because he has 9 lives, when he goes, it's going to be a real sad fucking day for me. When I find out about that, expect me to cry on a live stream or something. Tom Petty is a close second. Let's see. Yeah, no, I do have a legal case against me. It's a misdemeanor in the state of Louisiana, actually. Danily, Tom Petty from the Afterlife is your lawyer? He'd probably be a good lawyer. Smart dude. If you've heard him speak, yeah. Let's see. Sassmaster, could Biden pardon illegal aliens to prevent Trump's deportation plans? Would such a move destroy Dems' electoral chances for a long time? I don't believe that he can, because unless you've been charged specifically with a crime, you cannot be issued a pardon. So if you're just letting people in and you're not charging them at all, there's no ability to pardon. To the second point, yes, it would be crippling, actually. Privateer of the East, Merry Clankmas Sticks. My custom card should be arriving today. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I'm having a wonderful Festivus. We might not even get to the news. Maybe I'll just air my grievances about candy corn. RZ the legend. Trump should buy Mexico. That way the border issue doesn't matter anymore, and we can develop the land and make it better. Leftoids get their diversity, and we expand our nation. Everybody wins. I would rather buy Greenland, I think. Bunch of crazy Vikings, a couple 100,000 of them, if I remember correctly. The population density is not very high in the so-called nation of Greenland. Metalhead Madman. Hey, Sticks, I know Carter gave the Panama Canal away, but do we have legal ground to take it back beyond the fact that we built it? No, but it doesn't matter. All you need is the cannons. Random. Happy Festivus. Been a while since I could make a live stream. Yay! On behalf of people who like candy corn, I am sorry. They're overdoing it. Yeah, no, definitely. I've been given dozens of DMs, actually, on Twitter, showing me candy corn. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Please relent. Andrus Sobel. Hey, man, a sick immigrant burned a woman in New York City train. I saw that. I made a video about it earlier. What will be the fallout, and the liberal legacy media report it fairly? No, they won't. Of course not. The fallout will be that they will take their lumps, however, because people will realize that it's an illegal immigrant, probably from Guatemala, who conducted the crime. Can't remember his exact name. It's something I can't probably pronounce anyway as a Vermonter. And he literally burned a woman alive while she was napping on the subway train. Tony Martinez, how about playing some Skinnerd, man? Yeah, I get the reference. Straight up metal detecting. Merry Hexmas Sticks. That's what I'm talking about. Joe, bring back colonialism. I want Cuba, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Greenland, Haiti, and the DR, Mexico and Canada, and anything north of and including Panama, the U.S., the entire northwestern hemisphere. That would work. Yeah, did you see some of the fucking news titles, by the way, with regards to the likely illegal immigrant that burned the lady alive on the New York City subway? It was like, oh, woman catches fire on the subway. It's like, no, she was lit on fire. What are you fucking talking about? It's like, okay, you touch the wrong part of the train and you spontaneously combust. Apparently with the New York news, that's, basically the case. Mulgera, I'm sorry, but Dream Theater is the best band ever. I cannot have my mind changed. I'm a Depeche Mode fan. Apparently, rates of autism diagnoses have increased on the eastern seaboard. Total libertarian takeover of the coast. Let's fucking go. We will spread liberty artistically. Last Beacon is now spamming cum horse or horse cum. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Yeah, Zero, I was arrested in New Orleans on a battery charge. I'm fighting the case currently. In fact, I might get a call from my lawyer literally any time. So if I have to take that, I'll have to mute the live stream. Chuck 1. What's up with the body armor? When will you be able to discuss the case? Clank. Happy Festivus. Festivus. The body armor is on because it looks cool. It just sort of goes with the coat for no other reason. I will discuss the case after it is over for legal reasons. Coffee Slayer, Stick Stream, that's what I'm talking about. Clank. Chad Sarah Fernandez, how much to cut your queer hair? If you give me 10 grand, I'll cut my hair off and I'll donate to cancer kids. How about that? Go ahead and make a GoFundMe or something like that. That sticks crazy, says Ripsidian. I went crazy a long time ago. That ship has sailed. Fantech. I wish Trump did the office of the president-elect just like Obama and Biden did, just for troll purposes. I don't think that he should do that, actually. I think that's a very, very bad idea. He shouldn't bother trolling on that level, on the political level. Joe, catching fire sounds like she caught a disease. Yeah, I know, exactly. Oh, she caught fire on the subway. Well, how did she catch fire? Oh, somebody lit her on fire. Okay, that's a little bit different, my man. Redane, Styx, Greenland is mostly Inuit and has a population of 57,000. That being said, they probably have large amounts of untapped resources. I know. All these chicks begging me not to cut my hair, by the way. It's a little bit hilarious. Andrew Sobel, if the woman was burned by two white guys on the NYC train, would the USA be rioting today? No, of course not. Paul Lavoie, I can't even get to the goddamn news stories. As a Canadian, I supported Trump for USA, not Canada. Not a fan of us joining your country. Well, I mean, you are America's hat. Just saying. Kenneth Carrier, hey Styx, I'm a longtime viewer since pre-2016. Just wanted to say thanks for all the news, entertainment, and books. Thank you. What do fuck? I was wondering if that was body armor or a back brace. As a straight male, I like it better than the open shirt down to the belly button, but you do you. Yeah, I mean, I just find it fun. Yes, this is, and I've already tested it, by the way, against both 22 and 380. Molly Brown is apparently not actually a chick, but there are a bunch of chicks that are talking about like my chest hair and shit like that. I don't understand. Bocephus, Styx has body armor. I will start wearing a cape. Doug is saying hot. I don't know. I've gone crazy for the second time. Censorship has a perfect failure record. Jonathan Turley, and why the exercise of free speech is at the core of our humanity. Yes, free speech is currently under attack by the US government. We only have a few more weeks before that probably changes. I have a feeling that Musk and Ramaswamy are going to get involved in that because they've been legally persecuted as well. But unfortunately, at this particular time, free speech, which is one of the cornerstones of our civilization, is definitely under attack. Free expression in general. It has nothing to do with the rights of the press, by the way. The legacy media has been complaining loud and long about Trump merely criticizing them and saying, well, maybe I'll file a lawsuit because you've defamed me. This is not an attack on free speech. The real attacks on free speech are arguably promulgated by the legacy media itself, which is the irony, the ironic part, because they don't want people like me, people like you, to be able to actually express themselves. We have no better an example than Dianne Feinstein. This is back in 2010, 2011, somewhere around there, arguing before the rest of Congress that bloggers and vloggers should not be protected under the First Amendment because they weren't members of the press. We've literally seen this explicitly. We've seen it literally argued in Congress that people like ourselves should not be able to express ourselves and not have any legal protection if we choose to do so. She's dead now, and she ended up being one of the more sane members of the Democratic Party towards the end. She went Fetterman mode, which is real goddamn ironic. It seems like if you're a member of the Democratic Party, when you have a near fatal stroke or you get demented or something like that, somehow you make more sense than you did before. And that was inexplicable. It is bizarre. Mulgera, the last time I saw a dude in body armor, it was the vocalist of the deathcore band Brand of Sacrifice. It was fucking awesome. Sometimes even a Canadian can be cool. Yeah, I'm just wearing it for show. It's also comfy, by the way. It's also nice and warm. Currently, it's about 0 degrees right here. So any additional layer that you can add is probably a good idea. Scott Steiner, you said 2 years ago you would do a metal mythos on Guar while dressing up and acting like Razor Fist for April Fool's Day. Is this still happening? Also, good luck on your tax preparation. That'll be difficult this year. Yeah, that's probably still happening. What do fuck? As to Canada, back when Quebec voted for secession and almost won, there were provinces that said they were open to talks of joining the U.S. if Quebec won. I think I remember that, actually. Joe, one man's battery charge is another man's good time. It's not a good time. Joe, do you know every country and territory that can be bought like Greenland? Yes, literally all of them under U.S. law. Also, if you could look up the U.S. map, it looks like a chef with a chef hat is holding a plate with Kentucky Fried Chicken. I had KFC, actually, the other day. It wasn't very good. Rutland has a really good Burger King, really good Five Guys. The KFC is a little bit wonky. No offense, but it didn't come out so well. Corvus 9285. I shot my first turkey for Thanksgiving for Christmas this year. Scared the shit out of everyone at Walmart. Patrick Foley, forget Greenland. Let's annex the Western Sahara. What's Morocco going to do about it? We actually have our first treaty of friendship with the nation of Morocco. Believe it or not. Opinionated Junkie. Blue Sky has 20 million users and founded by Dorsey. Yeah, I went there. It's just a giant echo chamber. It's nothing but Trump hate. I mean, if you're looking for anything politically related, anything current events related, it's just a wasteland. David Marcus, de facto President Trump's handling of shutdown threat was a masterclass. Lawmakers get in line and chop 1,400 pages of pork thanks to Trump and his Doge tag team. Big kudos to Trump. While the new bill is certainly not perfect, it is a huge improvement on the former bill. And it shows the formidable nature of the Doge movement thing with Elon Musk and Ramaswamy mainly, although they're not doing it alone. It shows the formidable nature of pork barrel spending being cut from the budget. This gives you a continuation through March. The next budget, it'll be larger, but hopefully the pork stays out of it. And that's the whole point. The whole point is marginal improvements. This is what Trump did in his first term. Small, marginal improvements that add up over time and give you big improvements. That's the whole fucking point. There's no way for you to reform the system completely in one night or something like that. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. But you can marginally improve it step after step after step. And once you take those steps, you find a better system. That's exactly what Donald Trump is aiming for. Cultivated Mind, Merry Christmas and Festivus. Clankers, thank you for a great year. I see great things for us in the future. Populism has the momentum to seed itself on our cultures for the next year. 10 years, sorry. Yes, I agree. It's here to stay. The new paradigm is upon us. What do fuck? I've been to Morocco. Great cheap hand-squeezed orange juice and mint tea. Interesting place to visit inland. Yeah, I've never been to Africa, but if I had to go to somewhere in Africa, Morocco would definitely be on the list. Go to Marrakesh or something. Pilgrim Media, I grew in the 70s. Food was better all around. You can still get nice fresh food. Mostly you have to grow it yourself. Let's get to our sponsors really quickly before I get to Festivus airing of grievances and other things. We have cultivated-mind.com, where you can get mushroom pills. Took one of these. I've only got 2 of these left in this bottle, but I've got another bag over there. And they're great for energy. Anecdotally speaking, they do boost energy. Probably the only thing keeping me alive at this point. Pumpkinfirecrafts.us, where you can get bookmarks, important for the bibliophile in your life. I've made plenty of books videos recently. I'll probably make part 4 tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. Also, keychains, belt chains, engraved spoons with the Ouroboros logo, glassware, and much more. BiltongUSA.com. Anton can hook you up, code STIX10, by the way, for 10% off, with all sorts of crazy meats and other products too. We've got Sticks, X, and Hammer mugs, tumblers, and shirts available as well. Wicked Needle Embroidery.bigcartel.com, where you can get Sticks, X, and Hammer hats. There are several varieties available. Unfortunately, the misprinted one with the camo is not currently available. Again, I need to email the site, but I can't remember exactly the Twitter DM for them because I get so many news tips. So I'm going to try to figure that out and get those made. HeritageHeirloomSeedCompany.com, where you can get a seed survival bucket and grow some of these bad boys. Oh, yeah, you can't see that one. It's behind the Stolas picture. As well as Sticks, X, and Hammer soap. We've got the cedar, clove, and blueberry one. That's the blue bar. We've got the lavender marjoram. That's the pink bar. It's sort of a men's and women's, sort of assortment. Websterswares.com/sticks-wares, where you can get knives, you can get beanies, you can get metal straws, save a turtle, and then eat a turtle. If I'm remanded into custody down in New Orleans, oh my, I will probably need one of those. I'm going to be eating that fucking turtle soup. Just trust me. And then finally, jamandbean.com, jamnbean.com, where you can get some great shit. Trust me, the Clank coffee is smooth, very highly caffeinated. And it smells delicious. Now, the other one I think is almost empty, so I might need to cannibalize this one. So I'm hoping that they send more because I could always use more caffeine in my life. I need it. Again, I wouldn't even be alive. Big problem. Cynical Pinnacle. I was pleased to hear him name drop Sticks. Who name dropped me? Mulgera. I went to the Greek Orthodox Church yesterday. It was really damn cool, and I still smell like the incense they use. I wish I actually knew some Greek, though. I got lost a lot. Lol. Yeah, I think they use fumitory still. I know that the Catholics do. I've tried to grow fumitory. I tried to get it to sprout, but it needs to be cold stratified. I didn't know this at first, so it didn't actually sprout. Pumpkin Fire Crafts. Merry Christmas, Sticks and Clankers. Hope everyone has a safe holiday. Yeah. Brain Biscuit. I had to speed up the playback to catch up after my internet crapped out for a second. Total whiplash after it went to normal speed. Gonna need you to start talking like an auctioneer now. Unfortunately, I'm incapable of doing so. People asking me why I have the vest on. Because it looks cool. Just saying. Oh, yeah. We've got to talk about Cenk. Cenk Uygur is probably the biggest grifter among all of the liberals. It used to be Bill Maher. Like Maher would be a broken, he'd like a broken clock. He's right twice a day, right? And so once in a while, he would say something that was sane. And he did this in part to have at least a portion of an independent audience. Now Cenk is trying to do the same thing. This is pure branding. When they fire up the steam and, the fucking fireworks and crazy shit like that, bring Cenk out on stage at a conservative conference, you're being wrong, dude. Cenk is not your friend. He is still a far leftoid. He's an Occupy Dem. He just got thrown under the bus by them. And so what he's trying to do is he's trying to maintain his brand. He's trying to maintain some sort of relevance. He realizes that the political paradigm has completely abandoned the far left. And so he's going to like political conferences with conservatives and stuff like that. He got booed a couple times, by the way, in the process of doing so. And it was really, really funny. I mean, I'm watching this clip and I'm like, oh, conservative conference, Cenk Uygur. That makes a whole lot of sense. And he's trying to say, like, basically the Democrats have, abandoned common sense. And so, I'm one of you now. He's not a conservative. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing more than anything else. I will never trust Cenk Uygur. Cenk Uygur. I wouldn't do that either. He doesn't know what he's talking about for the most part. He's completely fucking clueless. But he knows how to brand. And he knows that there are a lot of gullible people out there that will say, oh, well, you went Tulsi Gabbard mode. Tulsi, I think, genuinely made the transition from a Democrat to an independent, realized she was being stabbed in the back, became a Republican for partisan reasons, of course, and ideologically speaking. Cenk, no, I don't believe you when you say that. I do not believe Cenk Uygur. Not in any way, my dude. The horse fucker? Yeah, I'm going to trust him. He's a real conservative, by the way. Cultivated Mind. We added a delicious Shaga and Lion's Mane cocoa drink mix. We will be adding a buzzard honey infused with cordyceps. Also, a subscription service coming soon. Code STICKS. Cultivated mind.com. Yeah, I haven't tried the honey yet. I don't generally eat sweets, but I promise to try a little bit of it at some point here. What do fuck? I think Chunky Yogurt is trying to win a future congressional election, or at least win a primary, and he knows he can't do it with just his Looney Tune base. Yeah, that's the other reason. He's clearly aiming for politics because, nobody's paying attention to his podcast anymore. Kasparian has abandoned him. He's got nothing. He's collapsing, quite literally. And so now he needs to find a new audience. I don't know that he really understands what he's getting into, though. Cenk is not a conservative. He's not some reluctant Democrat that said, well, I told you so, this fucking political party is collapsing, and I tried to tell everyone, and they didn't believe me. That's bullshit. It's fundamentally partially true. He did warn the Democrats, but that was because he had loyalty to them. And so now he's going to wheel around, and he's going to do what Maher and some of these others do. And he's going to pretend, well, I was always on your side to begin with, rack'em shack'em, and stuff like that. That's what Cenk is doing. At least Anna Kasparian is attractive. It's more than you can say for Cenk. And also in her case, I think it was more she was backstabbed by the Young Turks. And so she actually has a reason to wheel around. Cenk does not. Mulgera, Cenk sure knows a lot about collapsing, that fat fucking neutron star. Yeah. Cultivated Mind. Buzzed, not buzzard. Lol. Yeah. Well, you said buzzard. I just read the chats, Matthew Hammond. You mentioned not liking establishment Republicans like Graham, McConnell, etc. Many Republicans do not like them either. They win on incumbency. True. Same with Democrats, Mystery Purpose, wishing a happy holiday season to all clankers out there. Yes, today is Festivus. AC, I agree. Anna Luna, yeah, absolutely. Fuck yeah. Anna Luna is definitely the most attractive member of Congress. By far, not even close. Boebert, I guess, is a close second. As close as you can get. But Anna Luna, fuck. Yeah, nobody, anyone is saying, well, I wouldn't actually bang her. No, you would. You would. Just saying. Trump is threatening to take back the Panama Canal. I talked about this yesterday. Here's what I would say. I do not agree with waging war against the Panamanians. I'm averse to war. I hate the idea of conflict. I don't even like it in my personal life. But if you could buy the Panama Canal, bribe the Panamanian government to the tune of $100 billion or something, many times their, I believe, national GDP, that would be fine. Yeah, absolutely. Apparently, they've been tariffing our ships. So when our ships moved through the Panama Canal, despite the fact that we bought the canal in the first place, occupied it till 77, technically occupied it in part till 99, and also built the fucking thing, we're being stringently taxed on our shipments. If we were, therefore, to simply take over the canal, and that tax wasn't there, Oh boy, would that lower the price of goods in the United States. That would be great. So I happen to support Trump, but not in a military sense. If you're going to wage war against Panama, literally invade them or something like with the U.S. Marines, I wouldn't support that, of course. But if you can buy the canal, it would pay itself off in a few short years, simply because of the reduction in taxes and tariffs on U.S. ships. And then, of course, with our adversaries, we can tax them and make additional revenue. And they'll have no choice. What are they going to do? Go 14 days out of their way to go below Argentina and Chile? I don't think so. They'll just use our canal. The Nicaragua canal, I correctly predicted years and years ago, was never actually completed at all. It was just a foil for the Chinese to create a small military base over there in Nicaragua. They were never going to complete their fucking canal. By the way, I believe the United States was the main financier for the expansion of the Panama Canal, for the third lock that they installed. It was bigger than the other two. Let's see. Brain Biscuit. Young Turks backstabbing an Armenian? Many such cases. Texan Patrick, I'm currently in New Mexico where they have body armor restrictions for felons and possibly for alleged violent misdemeanors. Haven't validated. Should make sure Vermont does not have similar laws. No, there is no such law. What the fuck? Trump should threaten to build alternative near Panama. That might do it. Now, that would be a bad idea, I would think. Simply sweeten the deal, you know. Say, look, we're going to pay you for control of the canal zone. We'll build a fourth lock. Something like that. That's all we have to do. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Candy corn. Fuck you. Huns with guns. Christy Nome was more attractive when she had her side-swept scene girl hair. Oh god. Ice Pole. I don't trust Anna Kasparian's conversion either, let alone Chunk. Kasparian, I believe, was genuinely let down by the liberal movement. And so her conversion, I believe, like with Tulsi Gabbard, actually is real. With Cenk, he is quite clearly branding himself. It couldn't be more evident. There's no other alternative. It's obvious. Editorial. You won, Mr. Trump. There's no call for litigation against the Des Moines Register. You remember the Seltzer poll that we've discussed several times on the channel? You know, it was only 17 points off or something like that. It totally wasn't a push poll. The Des Moines Register has been sued by Trump and his team. Now the legacy media, this is the Chicago Tribune, by the way, is complaining about the fact that he's litigating against them. It was a clear push poll. Now, I don't necessarily believe that the case will carry. The Des Moines Register can always say, we just published it in good faith. We had faith in this pollster. We thought that she was accurate, and so we published the poll. Seltzer ultimately would be more responsible, and I think that Trump should have sued her instead. He's trying to make an example of the legacy media, force him into settlement more than anything else. I don't know that in the end the legal case will actually be successful, but that is clearly his intention. As far as the case itself, that's completely irrelevant. For the legacy media to come out, though, and complain when clearly there was push polling going on is much more telling. It was a push poll. It was quite clearly a push poll. Ann Seltzer decided to use her fairly large clout with regards to polling and put out a poll that she knew was falsifiable. And the Des Moines Register gobbled it up, put it out, and Trump is now suing them. I would have sued Seltzer instead. What was the methodology? Who did you actually poll? There's no way that you're 17 goddamn points off the mark with a poll that was even-handed. It had to have been push polling. It's impossible to arrive at any other conclusion, effectively. But Des Moines Register, they will probably win their case, actually, against Donald Trump. They'll probably win it because there's plausible deniability. Well, shit, Ann Seltzer was making polls for years and years. She was always on the mark. We just assumed that she was going to be accurate this time. I have a feeling that that's what they're going to go with in court, and that Trump's case will fall apart. I don't think that it won't be like ABC News or CBS or whichever firm that was where he got $15 million in a settlement against them. I don't think that he's going to get a settlement at all. Let's see. Mar looks like Joe Walsh by Tony Martinez. Yeah, a little bit, actually. It's a good point. Yeah, Bill Maher sometimes he's accurate, but he's like a broken clock. He's accurate coincidentally, which is that he'll come out and he's trying to warn the Democrats and be like, look, you're doing something that's stupid. You're doing something that's retarded. I'm trying to fucking save you. But he's still a liberal. Cenk is pretending that he's no longer a liberal, that he's friends with all of these conservatives. He's going to be the same goddamn broken clock as Bill Maher. Yeah, Joe Walsh has a lot more talent. I would agree with that as well. At the very least, the dude is capable of speaking. Bill Maher is occasionally amusing because he'll ream the Democrats, but they're too stupid to actually listen to him. And so he's like, hey, fucknut, I'm trying to prevent you from destroying yourself. They won't listen to him. They've gone off into far lefty land. Camille, what do you think about the Trump-Musk fallout? There is none. It does not exist. That is an astroturf by liberals to try to stir up discord. Musk has, by the way, addressed this publicly and said, I don't know what fallout you're talking about. It's basically the legacy media trying to fuck with us. By the way, he uses the term legacy media quite frequently. I'm very, very happy about this. It's mimetic. BZ's Beats. Okay, Sticks, if you must wear the armor over your shirt in the safety of your home studio, then you should go outside and demonstrate its effectiveness. I've already test fired on it with lower cals. It's supposed to take up to 44, so I'm not particularly worried. But yes, it is legal in the state of Vermont for somebody under foreign charges to have body armor. Not in every state, but in this state it is. I don't own a firearm, though. I'm not allowed to have those. Take one to the medallion, Sticks. No, I wouldn't trade this medallion for my goddamn life. This is my Stolas medallion. Mr. Rich Low Pitch, can it take rifle rounds like a 223? No, this is not rated for rifle armor. No, this does not have plates for that. And probably slow it down. Maybe you wouldn't die. Not sure. I don't know. I just got a bulletproof vest. I just think it looks cool. It's for no further reason. Matthew Miller, body armor retains its value well. I sold my old 20-year body armor for 140 and put that towards a new vest. Wouldn't it degrade over time, and after 20 years it shouldn't be able to stop anything? I'm pretty sure it degrades fairly quickly, actually. I think after like 10 years or something like that, it is useless. Like after 10 years, a 22 could probably go through this. Patrick America, I'm Dutch, living in Belgium. My family name is America. I guess that makes me more American than many citizens in the USA. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Kevlar degrades over time and becomes useless, actually. Rifle plates, I mean, if it was like a resin, I would assume that those plates would remain good for hundreds of years. Not sure about the metal ones, like the manganese plates. I'm not sure how quickly they degrade. Lucas Mashin, can you own cap and ball revolvers? Yes, actually. They are not considered weapons. However, I do not own one. Anyways, Mark Zuckerberg clarifies reports about his bunker in Hawaii. That's just like a little shelter. Only it's 5,000 fucking square feet. To be clear, Mark Zuckerberg in Hawaii has a fallout shelter that is twice the size of the average median family home in the United States. It's just a little place. I mean, by his standards, I'm sure that that's true, but yeah. People are beginning to get worried because it looks like a lot of the rich and famous are beginning to build fallout shelters and stuff like that. For example, I do a little bit of light prepping. I have food on hand, dried and canned and so forth. I have a couple of gas masks and plenty of filters. I have a ream of iosat, enough for myself and the people that I care about, so that we don't get thyroid cancer if there's ever any fallout incident. Part of this is just because a nuclear plant could randomly blow its top, and then there's a bunch of radiation around. It's probably a good idea to try to avoid getting cancer from that. The other part is that the current administration is completely incompetent, and I do worry about at least the vague possibility of a nuclear war. Now, the funny thing is, people think preppers like myself, who want to grow some of their own food, who have the iodine tablets and stuff, they think we're crazy or something like that. They think it's crazy. You own body armor and a gas mask. But back in the 50s, you can find magazine articles where the government itself was putting out circulars and trying to educate people on like nuclear hazard awareness. You can find advertisements for little, and basically a pod, sort of fallout shelter and stuff like that. And so I think that I think it's pretty fucktarded, actually, more than anything else. Tardigrade, how do you feel about color and home decor? Random, but it's fun to hear you talk about random things. Lol. Whatever you want, basically. Comio, happy with timeline. Thought you and Trump were done. Ice Pole, at least you tested it first. Unlike the book, will stop me murdering your boyfriend. Is that an actual book name, or are you? I don't have a boyfriend. I'm super straight. Matthew Hammond, Cenk needs to be honest. An honest leftist. Imagine. Yeah. Yes, I have a misdemeanor charge on me in the state of Louisiana. I'm going to be probably called by my lawyer later on this subject. I am in the state of Vermont allowed to own body armor, but I'm not allowed to own a firearm, and so I don't. I turned them in. I turned in the paperwork. I did everything that I was supposed to do, et cetera, et cetera. I can buy like a cap and ball, like a black powder revolver, but I'm just not interested in it. I don't give a fuck. King of Biltong, need some healthy high-protein snacks? Biltong is packed with B12, iron, zinc, creatine, and more. Perfect for carnivore and keto diets. Available at www.biltongusa.com. Use code STIX10 for 10% off. By the way, highly recommended. Delicious. I have like 20 goddamn blades around me. Those are completely unrestricted. If I wanted to get a crossbow like that monumental goofball that tried to kill Fuentes, I can get those. It's funny. Right now, under U.S. law, I cannot go to the gun store and buy a .22 snub. But I can buy a flamethrower, actually. I don't have one, but if I wanted to, if I was inclined to do so, I could buy a literal flamethrower, a military-grade one. Do weapons laws in the U.S. make any sense at all? No, they do not. Neither does the so-called justice system in general. There's a reason why Trump calls it the injustice system. Ice Pole, that guy that bought a book would stop a bullet from a desert eagle. Oh, thought a book would stop a bullet from a desert eagle. Yeah, doubtful. By the way, somebody's advising me to get a machete. I already got one. Subscriber sent this to me. I'm surrounded by blades 24/7. Never away from them. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show this off again. Alistair, yeah, Steven is a great artist. Hell of a Boss, Has Been Hotel, stuff like that. Alan Smithy, 50 bore cock and ball pistol. Oh, God. King of Biltong, we will do a stream Christmas Day, 11 a.m. at 3 p.m. Central. Shit talking while cooking real food. We cook interesting things and talk up a storm. Follow our channel, Eat at Anton's. Highly recommended. What do fuck? Is the no firearms thing a Vermont thing or a federal thing for misdemeanors? It's complicated. It's a DV case, basically. It's also bullshit. But I won't talk anything further about the case. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it because the legal case is ongoing, and that would be legally a very, very bad idea. Any lawyer in their right mind will tell you, shut the fuck up. Yeah, no, I've got a machete. Also legal, by the way. This was sent by a subscriber. Nice serrated back, by the way. That would hurt. It's got this hook on it. I'm not 100% sure what it's for. I think it's for cutting, like, you know, fishing line or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Really like it. A Raptor by Colombian Machetes. So, yeah. I got a lot of blades. I've also got that cutlass made by a subscriber. And a couple of cavalry sabers and half a dozen knives and other stuff like that. Really cool. I don't know. I always like blades. It's not to use them or anything like that. It's just their aesthetic. I'd like to have a couple of them hanging behind me, actually, just because, you know, it's pretty cool. Please send no more super chats, by the way. Ice Pole, seriously, his girlfriend killed him for clout by accident. Goodness. Oh, that sucks. Happens to the best of us sometimes. Kai the Deer Guy, Sticks, what color shirt should I wear to remain safe? Apparently, if you're marching around in the hills of southern Vermont, do not wear red. There's a legend about Glastonbury, actually, that if you wear red on that particular mountain or around it, that you just randomly disappear. I don't know. Yeah, I do not have any firearms. I'm not allowed to have them. But I'm allowed to have blades. I'm allowed to have body armor. I'm allowed to have all sorts of crazy shit. It's just, you can't have a gun, but you can have a fucking flamethrower. That makes a lot of sense. You know. And you're not allowed to make Molotov cocktails, but there's no way to prevent you from getting a canister of gasoline. None of this makes sense. Our weapons laws in this country are all fucked up. It's insane. By the way, it's also insane to take away a person's Second Amendment rights when they haven't been actually fully charged with or convicted of a crime. I mean, you can have them, but, you know, you're violating federal law if you do. So I chose to just turn them in. No, I did not get a felony. Ryan Spratt, I know you said no more super chats, but Biden just commuted 37 out of 40 death sentences. Would love further analysis from our fearless leader. I don't believe in the death sentence, not even for the most grotesque of crimes. It is much greater a sentence to simply have to rot in jail for the rest of your life. And it costs about the same amount anyway because of infinite amounts of, you know, the lawyers for people on death row, they will file motion after motion after motion. So 25 years later, they're still fucking there anyway. It makes no difference. Just lock them in the goddamn cell for the rest of their lives. Ice Pole, light blue is safest. No more super chats. Oh, yeah. I should probably buy a mace. That would be fun. Kraken Joker, I'm not allowed to have blades because of the stabbing charge that I'm still serving time for. I'm on parole right now. What crazy-ass state are you in that they can take away bladed instruments? Here, there was no gun control at all until a few years ago. It's a pile of horse shit. That makes no sense at all. I didn't know that they could take away your bladed weapons. Yeah, I'm allowed to have swords, machetes, knives, anything under the sun. I just can't have what would be considered by the ATF to be standard firearms at the moment. I'm going to beat the charges, but I'm not going to talk about the case. I'm not interested in doing that. Now, let me get myself remanded. That would be a good idea. All right, everyone. It's 6 months later. It's June. No, thank you. Yes, we have plenty of enemies of the Constitution. By the way, Trump's not exactly a purist on this issue either. Trump has come out in favor of red flag laws. I happen to oppose them, not without good reason, I suppose. Yeah, and I can always get an air. Yeah, there are 70 cal air guns, Anaho Dave. You are correct. They have air guns that will blow the head off of a goddamn elk over in Europe. You can get those. Those are perfectly legal. Well, what the hell is the difference? You get an air gun. It's got flechette rounds or something like that in it. It'll chew right through body armor. It's stupid. Yeah, shall not be infringed, my ass. The government has no respect for our constitutional rights. You can 3D print a gun. You can buy an air gun that'll outperform some standard fucking combat rifles. You can buy a blade. You can buy the precursors to an explosive. You can buy a flamethrower, a literal flamethrower like the XM2 or whatever it's called. Those are all perfectly fine. Not allowed to buy a 22 caliber snub. It makes no sense. When this is all over, I'm going to be making a very, very long video about US gun law and things like that. Yeah, Matt, you can find a rock. Exactly. You throw a rock at somebody's head. You can kill them that way too. Outlaw rocks. Hashtag no more rocks or something like that. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Anyways, I'm going to go offline because, you know, I have to go live a little bit later with the quartering. I'm going to do my news docketing. I had fun talking to you all. Most of this was a rant more than anything else. But, yeah, it's going to be... Wait, Tenerife, did you hear about that hunting mishap in Virginia involving a bear? No, I didn't. That sounds like it's down my yard, though. So anyway, yeah, happy Festivus, everyone. I didn't get to air more grievances, but I did do a video this morning. Maybe I'll air more tomorrow. I have a lot of grievances to air, as you have noticed. And yeah, we're going to outlaw assault rocks. Nobody needs more than 1 or 2 rocks at a time. If you have 3 of them, it should be a federal felony. That's about all. Peace out.